Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I have been postponing this thing for weeks, months even. I don't want to do this because I know it's just gonna be so much work. So I thought a good way to do this thing, the thing being cleaning out, decluttering / organizing my closet because things are not looking great. So last year I moved into a house. When I moved my stuff, I didn't organize any of my clothes. I normally do that when I move. Didn't do that, moved it into the house. Then a few months later, I had to move out of the house again, moved into here, had all my things in boxes for ages and ages. Then I think it was around March, I got my wardrobe up and I also didn't declutter / organize anything there. So I just put it into the closet. I am so ready to declutter this thing and to create a system that works for me because I just did like the most half-ass system you could ever have thought of for this. So I just did coats, skirts, nothing. I don't know. So I want to do things in a better way. I also want to color coordinate because it's my favorite thing. Also, I'm standing like this. This cannot be good for my back. I made a video a few weeks ago about secondhand clothing and the secondhand hierarchy in Europe and what happens to the clothing we donate. Because typically consumers in the West, we end up donating a lot of clothes that really cannot be worn, that's broken, that's dirty, that's worn out, etc. And that's bad. Very bad. Go watch that video if you want to know what happens to these clothes. And sort of one of the main takeaways was do not donate clothes that you wouldn't wear yourself. Okay. And a lot of the comments for that video was, well, what do we do with the clothing then? Oh, well, what can we do? How to use worn out clothes in other different ways. So I have a lot of ideas and I want to share them with you. So we're gonna do that whilst I clean out my closet. This is also the cleaning outfit. Usually it's just like the big tee. I haven't worn this in so long, so I feel like a new person wearing this again. So before I get into any of the tips related to what we do with clothing, I think the best course of action will be to remove all of this from the closet, but I'll just show you how bad this is before we do that. 1 second. So this is one part of the closet. The thing is, there's no system here, so I forget what I own and then I don't wear it. And that's sort of the main issue. We usually just wear, like on average, we wear 30% of our wardrobes, which is not enough. And one of the reasons why that is because we can't see what we own. I also have this drawer for my accessories. And as you can see, this is a mess. We need to fix this as well. Have this tinier drawer underneath, that's for my scarves. And this would also be great if this was organized. Some of it is, but as you can see, the stuff that I wear the most just tossed in here. And then, hello, the other side. I have dresses, skirts, and trousers. I have my socks, underwear, all that kind of stuff. Then I just have extra bottoms here that didn't fit here. So, you know, that system doesn't work if not all of it fits. This is my laundry over here, don't mind that. And luckily this is not too bad, but I also have this chair that just ends up having tons of clothes on it as well. Fixing of the systems. This is all the small shirts that I own, and I don't think it makes any sense that they're all the way down here. Here we have jumpers, never know what's going on. So as much we can get on hangers as possible would be amazing. The way I always start this is by taking all my shit out of my wardrobe. Okay, so all of it goes. What's up with my voice? I don't know. After I've taken everything out of my wardrobe, I'll look at everything, reflect upon whether or not I use this. I'm going to use this if it's something that I want to wear. And then I'll figure out what to do with it next. Removing all of this. By the way, I don't know if we still do this, but all my hangers are these wire ones because plastic free. I actually think they're the best ones for clothing. I think the ones with like a filtered edge are much better at protecting your clothing. Just FYI, don't buy the thing that looks trendy. It never works. Ignoring this color of the dress, I would just like to say that some of these hangers are very old. I've had them for a while and some of them have orange / red nail polish residue. Most of my skirts and trousers hang on these hangers and they're fine. It's not that they're not fine, it's just that they are an absolute pain in the ass. Oh, so you turn this over and you open it, then there's like a little filtered edge in here. Then you go like this and then it's okay, it's just I loathe them. I just like to point out that I do know that one person should not own this much clothes. It's just, I've always loved fashion and expressing myself, experimenting with different styles. The vast majority The vast majority of this is from clothing swap events. It's thrifted, it's gifted by friends and family, didn't want to wear it anymore. It's vintage, it's heirlooms. Very, very, very few of my pieces are actually new things. So just... What in the Carrie Bradshaw is happening? So while I'm just sitting in an actual pile of clothes, not really sure where to begin, I think I want to talk about some of the ways that I reuse old clothing that doesn't work anymore, or that just like it's too broken or worn out to actually wear as clothing. Now this happens not very often to me, and I don't think it happens often to anybody unless they have like really manual labor, like you use your clothing in gardening, etc. Dry tumbling it, by the way, because dry tumbling will definitely lower the lifespan of your clothing. I did have some jeans a few years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, that my jeans break here, like always, because thunder thighs, hello. And the first time it happened, mended them, it was fine. Second time it happened, mended them, it was fine. I think it was around the fourth time I did it, I realized that this fabric is just like, it doesn't work anymore. And like the rip kept getting bigger and bigger every time. So instead I knew a designer in Copenhagen who uses denim in her bum bags, in scrunchies, in hats, and we actually did some zero waste merch together a few years ago. I asked her if she could use this denim in my jeans, and she said yes. I shipped it to her, and now it's someone's bag. The thing I do in my everyday home that doesn't involve other people is that I rip clothing into smaller threads, so like smaller like strings, and then use it in pillow stuffing, because a lot of the pillows you get have this synthetic stuffing, and over time, like a lot of the air just goes out of it, becomes more and more like lumpy. So I use my old clothing as extra filling. And it's always the thing I recommend other people to do, because I think it's honestly just so neat. Have a little blue shirt, goes over there. Oh, I recently talked about this on Instagram as well, but it's an heirloom. My grandfather got my grandmother this in Paris, and then my mother ended up kind of stealing it, kind of borrowing it for so long, and then my grandmother stole it back. So throughout my mom's teen years, they both used this, and then it disappeared for a while, and then it resurfaced. I love when clothing does that. And now my mom gave it to me, and it's one of my most prized possessions. You wouldn't believe it because it's in the middle of a big pile. Who else has a 30-year-old shirt? 30? I don't even think that, like, it's more like 40 actually. Wow. And I think that's one of the things that make people take good care of their clothing, by the way, as well, is the fact that they have significant meaning. So a lot of clothing today is so cheap, cheaply produced, cheap in price, that what happens often is that, I mean, we don't attach any value to it because it's so easily replaceable. And that means that we'll go through the clothing, we will not spend time repairing it, because why would you? You can just buy a new one for a tenner. But when it's something you really care about, you will actually put some effort into maintaining it. And I think we should do that also with the cheap shit, because the cheap shit also represents some kind of value, resource value. This is like a jumper that goes in a hanger, so that goes up there. Oh, that's a great system. I have a lot of these vests, really channeling my inner Chandler Bing with my sweater vests. See, I wear this way too little, but it's very fancy. I wore this to the Barbie premiere. This is also my grandmother's. It's this deep magenta color. I am in love with this. And it made me want to wear more pink tones, which I never thought anything would ever make me do. I wore my part of pink when I was a Decora J fashion kid, but it's somehow like sneaking back into my system. I'm honestly not hating that. So I just hung the shirts and tried to color coordinate them to the best of my ability. I already feel like this is going to be much easier to navigate. What happens then when you cannot wear it anymore because it's not holding itself together? One of the things that I like to do, and that I know tons of my friends do as well, is that they save clothing that's been torn apart for one reason or another for future DIY projects. I love see people that do patchwork or quilting. I'm very inspired by Zero Waste Daniel, who has made some really amazing pieces using leftover scrap fabric, which I think is really cool. I also have one of his tote bags, which I love. You can also cut small pieces of your clothing and save it in a little jar and then use it for mending. So in the future you might have a hole in your favorite shirt or a tear in your favorite trousers, And saving small fabric scraps will make it easier to mend in a color that matches. This is more so for cotton materials, but you can also cut it up into rags and use them for cleaning. I do this too. It's amazing. I also use it for polishing my silverware. Also rag related, but if you have anything made from cotton that you don't want to wear anymore that's falling apart, cut up small bits and use it as makeup remover wipes. I've also seen a lot of people talk about using old textiles as insulation material. This one is so cute, and I have done this myself as well, but you can also make scrunchies out of discarded clothing. This I saw someone recommend to me on Instagram, but donating especially torn up old jumpers to animal shelters, to dog and cat shelters, etc. is super comforting for them, and it gives your garment a new purpose, which I love. You can also cut up old fabric into strips and make rugs from them. You can also make handkerchiefs or napkins. And this one is especially fun if you have kids in your family, but you can also take old discarded clothing and cut small bits up and make clothing for dolls. This set, by the way, I have worn so many times. It's from a thrift store, it's from the 80s, and it's gorgeous. This is my go-to summer outfit, and I wear this with heels for parties. I wear this with flip-flops at the beach, and I often just wear this around the house, actually. Love, 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 love. This is never leaving my wardrobe. My mother wore this when she got married. What a legend. I'm also sorting some things from my wardrobe that doesn't really fit me anymore and that I might want to give away in a clothes swap or maybe put them up on Depop. Haven't really decided. I don't know if this is just 100% something that I am making up in my mind, but I feel like this feels a lot more organized. So we're going from dark to light and then to dark again and then to light. I completely forgot that I thrifted this. I think this was in the beginning of spring. It's so heavy and I paid £5 for this. It's from Miss Selfridge, so absolutely 100% fast fashion. The thing is, with any kind of pearl detailing like this or crocheting, if you see that in a fast fashion store, run for your life, because that a machine cannot do. It has to be a person, and it is a very, very, very underpaid person that made that. Very happy that I thrifted this. I will absolutely be wearing this soon, but if you find it in a new store, like from brand new, I wouldn't touch it ever. No, 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 no. Just sitting in an absolutely enormous pile of stuff. I got this in Helsinki while my luggage was missing and I just needed new clothing, and I was so tempted, I'm telling you, I was so tempted to go into just a fast fashion shop and get something because I didn't have anything. But instead I waited, I found a thrift shop and I found this vintage skirt. It's even made in Finland. Today it's just one of the things that I wear the most. Pair of men's trousers that I sort of altered so they fit me better. I really like the look of them. Oh yeah, I remember. These ripped while I was on a bike ride, so we'll need to find out what we do with these. This skirt I can never ever ever get rid of. This was my mom's in the 90s, and I even have vacation photos where she's wearing this. I'm nostalgic. I keep nostalgic things. It's an issue. These high-waisted trousers with this little like disco belt. Wear these for lectures very often. I think a high-waisted, like broad-legged trouser works so well with a high heel and a suit jacket. And I had a month, I think it was June maybe, where I would thrift anything linen that I saw. And I think I might want to save it just in case, because linen is so comfortable to wear during heat waves. And we're not getting any less of those, are we? I was on Tumblr in 2012, so obviously I am not yet over the idea of high-waisted vintage denim shorts with Doc Martens. The problem is, I hate wearing these, and I've hated every pair of denim shorts that I've ever owned because my thighs don't like them. They rub against each other in a weird way. They like crawl up. I hate wearing any kind of short that is not bike shorts. So I think it's time to just accept that I don't like wearing them. I hate my body when I wear these, and there's just no need to put myself in that situation where I just so thoroughly despise the way that I look. And there's nothing wrong with me. It's just like not everybody's body is comfortable in every type of fashion style. And this has nothing to do with size. This is only a mind thing. I don't feel confident wearing this, so I'm not gonna. You know, sometimes when you're thrifting and you find something and you think to yourself, you could be the person that wore this, but then you're not that person, and you're not gonna become that person ever. That's sort of my vibe with sort of like flowy girly skirts like this that I wear very, very, very rarely, but I will never ever, as in never, 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 ever give it away. For instance, this vintage skirt. Like some smaller things. No! I don't know if the camera picks up on this, but there are stains on it. And I have recently matured because I have always been a person that saves clothing just in case I fit into it again. However, I'm probably not going to. And also having clothing in your wardrobe that doesn't fit you, but it might at some point, is a slippery slope. That there is a balance. You shouldn't throw any clothing away just because it seems a little odd, because your body changes a lot. At least my body changes a lot depending on just like where I am in my cycle. And just from being a person who sometimes eats a lot and sometimes does not. However, sometimes you keep something that just every time you look at it, you get this feeling that like, oh, you're not right. You're still not at that perfect shape in your life. And like, that's negative juju. We are not about that. And like, that is so detrimental. So we're not doing that. And I think I even got this at a clothes swapping event. Nice and amazing. This, okay, so I don't know, I'm just yelling at you. This is one of the things that I talked about. Having pieces in your wardrobe that doesn't fit you is never going to fit you because you're just older. I loved the outfit where I wore this and I love this color, and the reason why I saved this is because I love this color. Check this out. Okay. Are you ready for this? Nailed it! I'm not even getting like the first button. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. This is never ever going to be good. But the color is so cute. I love it. It's also a size extra small. What am I doing? I am almost 30. It's good that I'm getting this stuff cleared out. Mini skater skirt in black because I was on Tumblr and I actually love that. This is the skirt I wear most often. I think every other day basically. I got it in a thrift shop and then I was altered to fit my body perfectly. And if this ever breaks or like completely falls apart, I'm going to take it apart and I'm gonna create a pattern so I can take it to a seamstress and they can make it in a million different colors. That's what I'm gonna do. These I got at Berlin Fashion Week in 2020, right before the lockdown. I was at Fashion Week. I am raining this pile of clothing like a dictator, just This is an amazing denim skirt from 07 Days. Always love this. This is one of my, like my summer going to a party outside garden vibes. Always wear that. Weirdly enough, I wear it at garden parties where this would just absolutely be killed with a grass stain on it. If that would happen, I would dye it, I think, like in a darker color. I love Lucy and Yak, but I very rarely wear these, so I think they might also be going. And this is a thrifted number that I bought in high school. And it still fits me. Yeehaw! Anyway, that was skirts. Go team! I don't know, I also feel like this feels more organized now. Don't look at that. You could also sort everything by size, so it sort of becomes a gradient with the length. That could also work. That will also look really cool. But I do love when things are color coordinated because that's also how I picture things in my head. I do this with everything, by the way. I also color coordinate all my books because I think in color in a lot of times. So yeah, it just works. It works. Going through everything also makes me realize what I need to fix because I definitely have a lengthy to-do list of things that need fixing. For instance, this dress. I did attach this once, but the other one broke and it's been ripped off twice now. We have to do that again though, because I love this so much. I got it in Copenhagen last summer. This Mala clothing dress is so flippin' cool, but I very, very rarely wear it. Do love it though, I do love it. But I think I have to be ruthless when it comes to the dresses. Let this one go. However, this is also Mala clothing. I will definitely wear this a ton. I love this. It's so nice, also with a belt. The London jumpsuit. I got this in a Oxfam in Campden. This is a tencel dress also from Mala. Wear that every Christmas. I think this is just a thrifted thing, but I love the shape of this, so whenever I'm feeling super bloated, this is my work dress. The most beautiful vintage dress. It's so long, I need to wear heels. It's too long for me. But one of the sides, if I am not mistaken, is completely torn. Yes. There's a big tear right there. I think it's definitely fixable. This dress I got from a family member. It's from a pretty prestigious brand. And she told me that if I could use it, I could have it, but it was broken. And the broken part was that it lacked a button. So this button I thrifted. There is in my local thrift shop a huge ball of different types of buttons. So I simply just found one that looked kind of like it and put it on. was broken. This I wear during the summer. I think it's so much fun. Also thrifted. I paid so little for it because the old women in the thrift shop thought, no fabric, small price. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I made a video where I did some DIYing in the house I lived in, and I painted a table green, and this was my working clothes. I used this beautiful vintage gown. It's pretty busted on the back, so the zipper is really broken. It's actually not broken, but it's definitely in dire need of some TLC. I don't even think I got any paint on it. No, it's untrue. There's a little bit down here, but... Quick update, so I put all my socks, underwear, sports gear, all that kind of stuff into these boxes. Then a few shoes. I like that there's a little bit of space. I can use that for other things. I'm just gonna open these with my feet, so sorry. So here I have shirts that I run in, things that I sleep in, that kind of stuff. And here we have all my bigger jumpers. I love these, but they don't want to be on hangers. That's gonna ruin them and their structure. So they're just neatly tucked away in there. Here we have dresses, skirts, trousers, jeans, and a few coats. I just realized how many houndstooth, dog tooth coats I own. I mean, it's 3, but it's still a lot. This tiny drawer, the idea is that I have all kinds of accessories. I also have a corset, a fan, I have some extra wallets, handkerchiefs, I have gloves, ties, and then all my scarves. Headbands, ideally, here we have rings, necklaces, bracelets, and then over here things I don't wear as often but with significant meaning, heirlooms, etc. They'll be there. Clip-on earrings, and then just sunglasses. Okay, need to fix this, 1 second. And all of a sudden it's a lot more organized. I feel like it might look more organized in real life. I don't know. This is extremely difficult to make organized because I have too many pairs of sunglasses. And I'm quite excited about this drawer, mostly because I just love my scarves. They are all vintage, and I love them. They make me so happy. And then I have my gloves. These are my grandmother's. I think they're actually crocodile, but I could not bear to throw them to a thrift shop because it has all her mending on them. So I'm just gonna keep these forever. Now this entire mountain, all of this is actually something I want to sell, swap, whatever, I'll figure it out. But I did find a few pieces that were just broken in my wardrobe, so I'll go over what I want to do with them. Okay, other clothes that I have to dispose of. Some denim, I have the denim jeans, and then these sleeves from my battle vest when I made that. You could make something yourself. This would be great for patchwork or like making keychains, all that kind of stuff. I think before I do anything with them myself, I'll ask my designer friend if she wants to make something with them, and if she does, I'll send it to her. This I would definitely just make into something cool. You can also like sew them patchwork style into a really cool like slim Hannah Montana style scarf. You could also cut them out and glue them onto a headband to get like a cool denim look. Then I have stuff like this, fishnet stockings that I've worn for Halloween, and it was for a party and they completely ripped. They are... And I think I broke them even more just to make fun of the whole thing because they were just completely useless. This stuff, pillow filling. These are actually, they're my favorite pair of running shorts, or like bike shorts. But the material has been so stressed out from use, so they're loose on me. You don't want bike shorts that are like loose on your thighs. It just looks so weird. So I will cut this up into 2 and I'll use it to polish my silverware. And this is also something that pains me, honestly, because it's this little halter neck, and I even ironed on these patches. I thought it looked really cool. The thing is, and I have tried to fix this, and if you have any tips honestly on how to save this, that would be amazing, because the armpits, you guys, I've worn this so much, it's so yellow, and when you wear it, it's so visible, and I cannot bring myself to do that. And I've tried so many different types of products and so many different types of home remedies to try and fix this. Didn't work. So if I cannot fix this, I'll take off the patches and use them for something else, obviously. And then I'll cut this up into a cleaning rack because this is 100% cotton. So there's absolutely no way that that stain will get between me and using this fabric. Just a few last thoughts. This decluttering was so satisfying to do. I recommend checking in with your wardrobe once in a while and remind yourself of what you own. You might look at some of your clothes in a different light now compared to last year or 5 years ago or when you got them. At least I rediscovered some clothes that I'll wear in a completely different way now compared to when I got them. I think it's important to treasure your clothes and respect the resources it required to make them. So mend, repair and maintain to the best of your ability, but don't keep too much stuff that you might fit into someday. Instead, sell it or give it to friends or family. Your clothes are meant to fit you, serve you, and you deserve to feel good wearing them. These are all the clothes I'm selling on Depop, by the way. I'll let you know once they go up, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero-waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!